Can we start by talking about what the aims of websites and digital marketing are? I know it may seem a bit obvious, but a lot of people miss out on why they're having a website and why it's important to market it.
The most important first principle is really if you think about as yourself as an individual, when you hear about a business these days at all, whether it's a business that you might be interested in doing some work with, or using as a supplier or whatever, the first thing that most people do these days is go and check out that business's website, and they will make some fairly immediate, real snap judgments based on two things: one, whether they find one, and two, what they find if they find one. So on the most basic level, it's become part of the shorthand of doing business with somebody, that when you hear about a business, you check out their website and you start to formulate your opinion of that business from what the site looks like, how it presents itself, what kind of content it's got on it, how easy it is that for you to use it. So from that point of view, it's just become a thing that you need. It's almost impossible these days, I think, for a business to consider not having a website.
The website is the personality of your business, would you say?
It should be part of the personality of your business. I mean, you should have, any business will have a marketing plan, and the online and the offline parts of that together should form the way that the personality of that business is presented to the outside world. So, and it's important, therefore, obviously, that the two things work hand in hand. What you say, if you have a brochure or a leaflet, what you say in that brochure or that leaflet needs to be basically the same as what you say on your website. The actual way you might present it might look different, but the tone of voice needs to be the same, the content needs to be the same. What people take away from your website needs to be the same as they would take away from a brochure. And also, obviously, all of those things need to be the same as they would take away from a face-to-face meeting with anybody from within your business. So you are the personality of your business. Your website should reflect that. All your other marketing materials should reflect that.
Marketing people always talk about branding and your brand.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really an important thing for a small business to think about?
Yeah, it's an important thing for any business to think about, but all things kind of within their context, I would say. A brand, a lot of people think of a brand as basically being a logo, which a logo is obviously part of your brand, but it's potentially a lot more. But even if you're not consciously thinking about a brand, you actually are creating one with any business. It's like I said just now, the personality that you project when somebody picks up the phone and talks to you or comes into your office to meet you, that's all part of your brand. If they come away feeling like you're a bit dismissive and you're not interested in their business, or you whatever, if it's negative, then you've created a negative impression. If it's positive, then great, that's the ideal objective. But all of that is part of the brand as much as a logo is, as much as the colours that you use on your letterhead are part of all of the elements that comprise the way you present yourself to the outside world are basically part of your brand. It doesn't have to be one of those exercises you read about in the paper where some huge some huge organisation or kind of commercial enterprise has spent millions of pounds rebranding. It's much more just about the impression that you present through any communications, through your personal communications, through print, online, whatever. That's really what branding is.